it's really surprising to me that Jimmy Garoppolo, probably the first quarterback to hit the trade market, is still on the trade market.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
so
that should tell you all you need to know, personally.
I mean, that's debatable. I think Indianapolis made the wrong call, but
I don't think so,
okay.
man. I really don't. I think, and this is the something, I think Matt Ryan is way better than Jimmy Garoppolo, man. He's way better.
I
He just
mean,
is.
I think there's a debate for that, but I also think that Matt Ryan is a better acquisition for them because they're not a team that has a lot of draft capital to begin with because of other trades that they made. And to again, Atlanta, they need to make that deal like perfect for them. They need to eat
Yeah.
40 million just for them to stay in the same cap situation. And so to me, Indianapolis and Matt Ryan made perfect sense together just because
Right.
Atlanta made it possible. And kudos to Atlanta for giving a stout quarterback exactly what he wanted, a
That's
chance to
true.
compete and a chance to win. But needless to say, I think that if Jimmy Garoppolo was available for 3, I think Indianapolis pounces all over that. I think
Right.
that's the reason why he's not, is that he was with 2, and Indianapolis thought that was too rich. But
Yeah.
um, I don't know. It's I'm like concerned for Jimmy, but I also think that like there's no really harm in keeping him, and then in case that Trey Lance stinks,
Yeah.
and that you need another backup quarterback to start in like an emergency situation.
Yeah, I agree there. I think I wouldn't be super surprised if the Niners just hold on to him at least for a couple games this year, just until Trey Lance is for sure the quarterback.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, honestly, if anybody screwed up, it was Washington. I think they just acted too desperate. They acted too quick. They traded for Carson Wentz they gave up a second round pick. Um, oh, they
Second and third, right?
second, it was a second, and then they swapped thirds, and then they gave him another third that can turn into a second or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact trade terms, but if that's the case, if you could have got Jimmy G for it too, you might as well have done that instead.
Yeah. I know that the Commanders really liked the Carson Wentz's size.
Yeah.
And so like again, 6'4" quarterbacks that are like built like trucks don't come often. So I get it. But yeah, he's just not consistent. I agree. I think
Yeah.
that they acted too hastily, but give Minneapolis all the credit in the world because
Yeah.
they pounced on it, right?
It was very
And
smart on
so
their part. They just kind of waited it out. They weren't going to force a quarterback, basically, is what it felt like. They were going to take at the end what they could get, kind of, as long as it was an upgrade over Carson. And I think they believe most of these guys were an upgrade over Carson, personally.
yeah. Yeah. And like again, can we talk about Matt Ryan? Can
Oh,
we
yeah.
go? So like I love the Matt Ryan there, but my only concern with Annapolis is that he's 36 and he's not a long-term answer. So
Yeah.
like that's why I would prefer like a Jimmy Garoppolo or a Baker Mayfield because they're much younger and
Mm-hmm.
they can compete with them. Whereas now, in my estimation, it kind of almost it makes sense for them to go quarterback in the second round with that
Yeah.
commander pick because they need someone to be a hero Bennett to Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan's probably not going to last more than 1 year or 2.
Yeah. I think he'll have 2 seasons in Indianapolis, personally, and then he'll be done.
Yeah, I think he finishes out that contract, which is 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but
Which
like,
I think you're right. I think they should look for a quarterback in probably this draft, and definitely next, if not this one. But I mean, we've seen crazier stuff happen where somebody could hit the free agency market, or something could happen where they find somebody that is a little bit younger and can kind of keep that going. Which we've seen
yeah,
the Colts do for the last couple of years. Actually, they've been, that's a revolving door over their quarterback room.